Hello everyone, and welcome to the Brickformula review of LEGO Set 4643 Powerboat Transporter. It has 254 pieces for ages 5 to 12. I wish they'd raise it to 5 and up, this way I can say I'm young enough to play with this, but oh well. It's from the City Harbour series, and this set retails for $39.99. Here on the front cover, we see the guys getting ready to take that powerboat for a spin. On the side here, on the minifigures, more on that later. And on the back, we see pictures of the set in other angles. But what really got my attention is this part right here. That looks like a lot of space on that trailer. I could use that in my factory diorama to carry around heavy mechs. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, and I will talk about this set in more detail coming up. Here are the minifigures, and as you can see, they're both wearing the same uniform, so we can look at them together. Their team is sponsored by Octan. Okay. And there's the back, no details there, no alternate face. The way you tell the difference between the two is that this guy is significantly older than the other. He's the master and he's the apprentice. And he's going to show him the true power of the powerboat. And we'll look at that later on. Okay, first I'm going to talk about the truck, even though the powerboat is the first thing you build in the instruction book, and I usually review things in that order. But since it floats, I'll show it towards the end. Okay, here's the top of the truck, there's the side, there's the bottom, there's the back. It's a really easy build, probably easier than other trucks. Okay, there's the front, and as you may have noticed, there are no doors, so the only way in is through the top, and the roof comes off like that, and it's only attached by these two studs here. If you look inside, the driver sits up front and center. He also gets a cup to hold his quarters, so that he can get through the pay toll. He has no easy pass, of course. And there we have it. Okay, I especially like the mirrors here, which I feel is a pretty nice improvement compared to trucks like these, where the mirrors are open and closable. Okay, this is probably a more detailed one, but it's a detail I can live without because I always find myself adjusting these mirrors. This is much better. And plus it comes with these slope pieces, which is really nice. Can always use more of those. So I hope to see more trucks like that in the future. Okay, so let's take a look at the trailer. Here we have the trailer, and as you can see, it's a really simple flatbed. Here's what it looks like from the top. There's the side. Here's the bottom. Okay, this part can close up like that, and the wheels have a really simple suspension. Here's the back, and as you notice, there are these lights on the side here. They can swivel like that, but it's probably better off to leave it extended, just show that you have a wide load, as if the boat on top was not obvious enough. Here's the front, and here's what this part looks like. It's used to hold the equipment, and that's what it is, empty. Okay, that's where you put the life jackets. And here you put the helmets. They hook on like that. And there we go. And this part hooks up to the red circle over there. And there we have it, a flatbed. And the boat goes on top, and it fits just nicely. It's as if they were made for each other. Okay, so now let's talk about the powerboat. Finally, we have the powerboat, and as you can see, it looks really cool. Okay, here's what it looks like from the top. It's pretty hollow inside, don't let that fool you. Okay, we just put that back. Here's the side, and here's the bottom. It uses the same part as the fishing boat, 4642. Here's the motor, and it can move up and down like that, but I don't think it's supposed to. I've never seen a motor do that. Here's the front. Alright, and let's put the figures inside now that they've decided who's going to drive and who's going to criticize. Okay, they go in pretty easily. This guy's still going to be the annoying backseat driver anyway. You just can't control yourself. Alright, so let's take a look at how it floats. Alright, it's time for the water demonstration, and here it is. Pretty neat, right? The boat sinks to about halfway of the hull. Okay, it's about 1 inch deep. And if you look closely, the engine is also submerged. Let's take a look. And there it is, pretty cool. And as always, I'm always curious as to what happens when it sinks. And there we go. It still comes back up, which is pretty neat. This part is a little submerged, but it's okay. And this part is up because there's still some air inside. Okay, and if you look closely, there's a hole in the front. And that's where the boat pees. See that? If you don't like to do that, you can always take that off, like so, and just empty out the water. It's only attached by this stud here and this part over here. Okay, and it comes together pretty easily, and there we have it. Pretty simple. And that seems to sum up my review. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the show. See you guys next time. Thank you for watching.